What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, DN Duel commentary. We have Bart Ladru, 1684 versus Greg Zana, 1325. This is obviously Atlantean Mermail. That's the only deck that summons holy crap, Net the Abyss is worth nothing. $3 for Net the wow. When this card came out, it was 20 bucks. Oh my goodness. Yu-Gi-Oh! Secondary market. What is going on? But anyways, he is playing against, you guys will not believe this, he's playing against Watts, and Watts actually won game one. You can see right here, Watts actually won game one. And even more surprisingly, for some reason, Watts actually are going, like, why would you let Watts go second? I don't understand why Watts would ever get the chance to go second, considering if Watts can't attack directly going first. So like, they're very much like Yosenju. There's literally no reason to ever summon a Watt turn one. It just not really. All right, so he's got the Great Wall of China here. Got all the back row in the whole world, man. And that Messenger of Peace, got that young Messenger of Peace sitting there saying, you shall not pass, like Gandalf the Great. Fortunately, he is met, in fact, with an Abyss Sphere at the end of main phase 2. Okay, so Lindy will blow herself up. And I'm thinking Pike. Pike's like the only discard outlet that I run that's a level 4 Mermail. I don't run Turge in my build. Goes for Mega Low, despite the fact that it can't actually attack. Now, it'd be crazy if you flipped over a Soul Drain right here. You'd be feeling a certain type of way. Unless you have like Twin Twister, I guess. And you have like Starlight Road or something. But if you flipped over like a Soul Drain, dude, you'd be feeling mad salty. Or like a Macro Cosmos or something like that. Because then, I mean, he has Net the Abyss in his hand. We know that because he searched it off of the Dragoons. But, alright, so Net the Abyss is summoned. Ooh, Solemn Warning. Uh-oh. There goes that Net the Abyss power play, and now he is stuck with a monster that he can't actually attack with. But again, he does have 5 cards in hand. Who knows what, he has. And he's going to throw out a Mega Row. Okay. Maybe he's going to discard like a Pike or something. Not a Pike, but, okay, he goes for a gun and a Dragoons. I was thinking maybe he'd discard Heavy Infantry. Just get rid of the one monster he has. Alright, goes for lose 1 turn. That means this guy will not be searching. Okay, so he will not be getting himself another search, like whether that be another spear or something like that. So lose 1 turn is played. This guy's got floodgates for days. No attack floodgates, special summon in defense mode floodgates. Floodgates are real, boys. Okay. Is he even gonna opt to use his Dragoons or what? It's not, it's not even optional. It says when this card is sent to the graveyard, add. It's like totally not optional. Okay, so he gets his copy of Lind, which is fine. Has to go in defense. She can't attack either, by the way. Okay. Now he'll be able to get his search. I would get a Net the Abyss. Okay, 3rd Net the Abyss. This is the last one in his deck, by the way, too. So there's no mas. No more Net the Abyss. Now, we don't know what those 2 other face-down cards could be. Maybe you want to go into a Draco sack here. That would actually make a lot of sense. And, get those tokens to start trying to throw those at the back row. That's what I would do. He could go for Abyss Gaios, maybe. I think that Draco sack would be like much more. I think Draco sack would be much better. Unless it fell into like a bottomless or some shit like that. Then you just kind of get wrecked. Lose 1 turn, out dropping in price a lot too. Alright. And I think if you're Bart, you're looking for probably like a Watt Cobra. It's definitely, or if not a Watt Cobra, then Thunder Seahorse also works. Yeah, Thunder Seahorse, not Kaiser Seahorse. Those 2 different cards. Alright, so he's going to Xyz into the rank 7. Goes into Gaios. This used to be the king of the pool right there, the rank 7s. Ooh, Solemn Stricken. Okay, so he got Solemn Struck. I don't think it's Solemn Stricken. I think it's Solemn Struck. Alright, so he got Solemn Struck. And what is that top deck going to be? Has to pay 100 life points. Whoops, I got to scroll down. Yeah, he actually has to pay 100 life points if he wants to keep Messenger of Peace anyways. Now, hold on. Let me, when this card, select one face up, remove it until the end phase. Oh, okay, so he banished the, so he used the Watt Pheasant to actually banish the copy of Lindy. All right, for pretty much no reason. It's not like she was gonna do anything. She can't attack unless Messenger Piece goes off the board. She just can't attack. It's kind of crazy. Lindy's never actually been a cheap card. Like never, ever, ever has she kind of dropped in value. So opts to go for Pike instead of what's it called? Opts to go for Pike instead of the obvious Netthabis play. Bro, where are your heavy infantries at? They must be in his hand. That's the only thing I can think of is like they're in his hand. All right, maybe he wants to get that heavy infantry off the field. He's going to use his effects. Better be heavy infantry discarded. If not, I don't know. All right, so it is heavy infantry. Okay, and he's going after Messenger of Peace. Well, that's his target. Okay, so he paid his cost for the effect of Pike. Now, obviously, Bart gets a chance to respond. Okay. Just wish that, needs more solemn warnings, man. Solemn Warning is such a powerful card against Mermail. Uses Torrential Tribute. Fair enough. Okay, so the board is wiped clean. And he's going to use Pike's effect, and then he's going to use Pike and Lindy. Gets out another big monster, gets out another Megalo, and this time he gets a Marksman. All right, normal summon already used, passes turn. Bart is back to top decking, sets a monster. Fair enough. This seems like it would be a very hard duel for a deck like Watts if they don't have graveyard control. Soul Drain and Macrocosmos would be like so auto win though, because just none of that stuff that went to the graveyard would just work. All right. Oh, Macrocosmos. Technically, that's a cost. So, yeah, technically that's a cost. So whatever he wants to send to the graveyard is already in the graveyard before Macrocosmos is actually flipped. Oh, he's not even going to activate the effect for some reason. Opts not to put Megalo in attack mode. Also for some reason. Maybe he's afraid of the Mirror Force. I don't know. Torrential's already gone, so you might as well just overextend like crazy. Looks like he does side in Macro. Defridge will be another one. I'd side that in instantly. Alright, so War of the 1800s are going down. Alright, 1800 getting it in. He can take a lot of that, though. He can take 3 more of those and still not die. We're seeing set monsters, set monsters. I don't know why he's setting. I would put everything in attack mode. Unless my opponent has like, the Torrential's already gone, so I don't understand what you're afraid of. You can easily put that Megalo in attack mode, because he could literally top deck a Cobra and just come back and win. That's why I would not be giving Bart this time. Like, I would be trying to win here. Alright. Goes for Watt Giraffe. And probably going to see Watt Giraffe getting some attacks in here. Let's see if he goes for directly, or does he go for the Netthabis itself. I'd go for Netthabis. I really don't think Mermail played Battle Trap, so I would go for Netthabis. And then I would start attacking directly. I'd just largely ignore your Face Now monster. Alright, so Watt Giraffe does get that attack through. Now all he needs is a Watt Cobra. If he gets a Watt Cobra, he'd probably just come back and win. Like, even though he was down a lot, Greg gave him away back into this duel. Okay, so there's Lindy. Or, excuse me, Gund. Alright. We're going to see some Battle Traps, maybe. Maybe some Quaking Mirror Force. Oh, Just Blaze. Now, see, if he would have used Megalo, he wouldn't be able to... Like, if he had put Megalo in attack, he wouldn't have been able to use the Just Blaze Mirror Force because, he would have... Like, he wouldn't have had enough life points. So, he basically... Greg is giving Bart life in this duel that he shouldn't actually have by playing too defensively. Because now you're seeing Watt Giraffe is just putting in work. And now Greg has to summon every random monster in his hand to try and answer this one Watt monster that's just doing work right now. Now, I don't know what he could have top decked that he didn't set. Okay, so he finally realized that he can, in fact, attack with Megalo. Still not enough to win. Still not enough to win, unfortunately. Leaves him with 100 life points. All right, so we see a set. Maybe he has a... he couldn't have Wabaku. He would have already burnt it last turn. All right, so there was the Wabaku. Wabaku should be banished, actually. Not that it really matters that much. All right, so Wabaku. And Wabaku actually did save him in the last game. Gets himself a Thunder Seahorse. Okay, so that'll get him some... Gets a Thunder Seahorse and... uses Solemn Strike on the Thunder Seahorse. Okay, fair enough. Oh, too many strikes. All right, so we're going to game 3, guys. Bottomless and Solemn Strike. Going to game 3. Once again, I would want Mermail to go first. Greg Zana didn't show me a lot in that first turn. All he did was like summon Neth the Best and search another one. Like those plays can easily be countered. You didn't really have any field presence or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, the Abyss Spear did a lot, but still. Like I would probably decide on like MSTs. You already got the graveyard. Maybe I would decide on like some MSTs. Like D-Fissure. I don't know if he's playing D-Fissure, but definitely Macro and Soul Drain. Probably D-Fissure if I had it. Like those would be the 3 big cards, and then just like MSTs to try and counter, like Spear, try and counter. I don't know. Is MST really? Actually, I don't know. I don't think MST is really worth siding in just for Spear, because that's really the only thing you can hit with Spear, or excuse me, the only thing you can hit with MST. Mermail don't really. I mean, you can hit the Michuchi, the what's it called? The Abyss. I think Mizuchi. You can get the Abyss scale card, but that's all I get. There's not a lot of cards that you can hit in Mermail. So you know what? Check that. I wouldn't even side in MST. All right, so we're going to game 3. Let's see if Watts can do something impressive. Okay, I think Greg Zana just passed with an open field. Yeah, I guess he did. Okay, so that's Mermail for you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so Bart opens up with a Watt finally. Okay, he's just going with that Watt Giraffe, and once again that back row is real. No macro flipping over though, so he doesn't have macro to worry about. Question is, did he open with Prince? Does he have 1-for-1? Alrighty, so he's just throwing down the Dragoons. Man, if that gets bottomless, he would be so boned. And if I had bottomless, would I bottomless? Absolutely. Because not only do I get that in the graveyard, but then I get to shut down things like instant fusion at the same time. So he hits him with the Rude Mirror Force. That is so rude of him. Quaking Mirror Force. I like Quaking Mirror Force a lot. Now I would much rather use that, Quaking Mirror Force, than Blazing, where my opponent can get back, what's it called? Okay. Decides to give him a Gamma Seal. Interesting. Gives him a Gamma Seal. Gives him a very big monster. Passes turn. Yeah, I'd rather have that face down than have it in the graveyard where my opponent can instant fusion it back. But, I mean, maybe he doesn't have instant fusion. Maybe he has a counter for instant fusion. Who knows? He does attack with the Gamma Seal. All right, he does have the instant fusion. I'm not going to lie. That was pretty predictable. That was very predictable. Now, if he had something like, well, can't use lose one turn. He has a special summon monster. But if he had something like Solemn Strike, I'd rip the trigger on that. Or if he had any other type of effect negation. All right, so he's going to try and use Norton's effect. Because I would go for 101 here. I would absorb the Gamma Seal. Torrential Tribute is used. Ouch, nice counter. So he gets 1,000 life points. Pretty much breaks even. Both players are sitting on 4 cards. Although when Bart goes back to his turn, he'll be at advantage because he'll have an extra card. So everything goes to the graveyard. So I'm gonna say that was definitely a smart play by Bart. As Greg does not get to he doesn't get to a DXC play. And has an open, you just know his hand is so weak. I'm telling you, he's sitting on Moulin Glacier. Ooh, nice top. All right, we see the top deck of Thunder Seahorse, and out comes the Cobras. Randy Orton is in the building, guys. I know he's not technically a Cobra, he's a Viper, but, just bear with me here. All right, so Watt Cobra is going to attack. Uses Effect Veiler. That's still technically good. That's still technically good for Bart because he still gets a +1 and he still has another Watt Cobra in his hand. So it doesn't actually answer the problem. And honestly, Effect Veiler isn't that good against this deck in general. All right, goes for this. Everything is basically on this Megalo. This Megalo has got to be a huge Megalo play. I'm talking, discards 2 cards that are not that effective. If he falls into like a lose one turn or a Solemn Strike, this duel is over. Solemn Warning would be the same result too. All right, so it looks like he doesn't have any defensive cards. Okay. He'll get a search. He'll probably have to go for a bit spear here. I don't see enough cards for him to go aggressive. Okay, so he does go for the defensive card, goes for spear. Yeah, you kind of have to. He'll probably pop messenger a piece, or maybe he won't pop anything. Okay. He just doesn't pop anything with Pike. Is Pike optional? It says equipped, what's it called? Activates the Rude Mirror Force when a spell. Okay. How did that negate messenger a piece anyways? Okay, whatever. So attacks into a Darude Mirror Force. Battle phase, now gonna get 2 direct attacks. This is really bad, as he's just gonna be searching like crazy now. Gets himself a Watt Giraffe and a Cobra. I think you could just easily, well, I don't know what his other back row is, but I was gonna say you could easily bust out Spear to stop the Lindy play. Alright, goes for that Lindy, then goes for another. I don't like that Megalo play, because the Megalo doesn't stop your opponent from attacking direct. Actually, Megalo only kills one thing. Actually, hold on. Let's see. Okay, it has to be in attack mode. Oh no! Busts out the Ring of Destruction. Old school Yu-Gi-Oh! And has Threatening Roar. I was seeing if Megalo could use the effect to tribute in attack, but it has to be a face up. Had a Regeki, and then obviously had more Watts. And yo, Watt's too strong, guys. 2016. We have a Watt player on DN with an almost 1700 rating. I know this. People gonna be like, "Yo, Cap, DN is so bad. You get 1700 rating with Watts." But hey, man, you just saw it here, dude. Watts tier 1 confirmed. Thank you guys for watching as always.